Hello, good morning and welcome to Now Streaming Sports. It's a time of the week where we talk about the happenings around the world of sports on this airwave. Remember, I'm your anchor for this show, Chukwibuka Ike, and today we'll be discussing a whole lot, especially for the fact that hope has been reignited by the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And a lot of other activities has happened within the last period we were here and today. And so we'll be discussing a few of these issues. Remember, I'm not alone to discuss. I would not be alone. I can never be alone. I remember my team.
Never walk alone.
Never walk alone. So I'm never alone here in the studio. And this morning I have 5 or 4 gentlemen joining me on the show this morning. I have our regular face, Mr. Raphael Oja-Okomo, who is a social and sports commentator. Mr. Raphael, good morning and welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, and I want to put it on camera as it was on camera last week.
Yeah.
When I was donning the Super Eagles jersey, and someone said they were going to upgrade the jersey.
That is going to upgrade the jersey
if
for you.
We win and qualify. Now we don't win, we'll qualify.
We'll qualify for
I'm
playoff.
waiting.
Let's get this right. Is it qualify for the playoff or qualify for the World Cup?
Is it qualify? Nobody put anything behind the qualify. It was an open-ended statement. If we qualify.
If you qualify.
And as now, we don't qualify.
No, we'll never qualify. We'll never qualify. We still have a lot of
if
jobs.
You ask me, teams like Benin are out.
Yes.
Teams like maybe Burkina Faso that I was thinking they will play the playoff, they are out. We still have hope of going to the World Cup, and thus we have done what? We have qualified for the playoff.
All right, let's hope and wait for the final qualification round. We also have joining us here in the studio a special guest for this show today, Mr. Nwankpa Nana, who is a player of the Nigerian Amputee football national team. He's here live and direct with us. Good morning, Mr. Nana. Welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, Chief.
It's nice to have you. This is your first time here with us in the studio.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. Not just here, anywhere I'm called upon concerning amputee football in Nigeria for the past, 3-4 years, I'm always ready to answer.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Nana. Remember, I said he is a footballer. He's part of the national football team of the Nigerian Amputee football team. All right, so we also have joining us virtually all the way from Delta State, our own sports analyst, Comrade Ibrahim Suku. Comrade, good morning and welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ibuka. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad we're finally in this section of sports. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, comrade. I see you're wearing a Manchester City jersey this morning. I was expecting you to wear a Nigerian jersey this morning.
Thank you. It's actually not a Manchester City jersey.
I'm sorry.
I think it's an home-based alumni jersey from my secondary school.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Carry on the go.
All right, thank you. Viewers, remember you can join the show by calling the number showing on your screen or equally sending in your comment via our various social media handle also showing on your screen. All right, before we start the discussion on the we have this morning, let's take a look at the front page of the Punch Sports Extra. The front page has its lead story as Mr. Dependable with an exclamation, and it says, the kicker says, Bassi only eager to play all World Cup qualifiers minutes. All right, Kelvin Bassi. All right, that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sports Extra. All right, just above the masthead, we have World Cup qualifiers. Page 6 has a story on how Super Eagles can secure tickets through playoffs. That's on page 6. That's in page 6 has the story on Eagles World Cup journey far from smooth. That's coming from Ekong, the captain of the Super Eagles. Page 7 has a story on Burkina Faso's Yago criticizes FIFA and CAF. And the page 6 has a story on Garnet Roy laments failed World Cup dream. Page 2 has a story on Fury snubs Joshua for Usyk in return fight. All right, just beside the headline, the Punch Sports Extra, we have the story on Boniface value drops to 20 million euros. Wow, that's on the bad side. All right, page 3 has a story on Baka angry at Lewandowski over injury. He went for national duty. And all right, page 9, R9, my favorite striker, Kane. All right, and page 8 has a story on CR7 fulfills Sobosky's jersey promise. Wow, exchange of jerseys. And page 5 has a story on Bonamot sets 70 million. Did I say naira?
Naira, call.
I beg your pardon. 70 million euros for Semeyo's price tag. All right, and the bottom strip stories, we have the story on Nigeria loses 2030 Commonwealth Games bid to India. So Abuja 2030 was a failed project. Finally, on the Punch Sports Extra, we have the story on page 7. It says Sundowns face travel nightmare and ahead of Remo clash in the CAF Champions League. All right, viewers, remember we are here to discuss and to also equally get your views on all we'll be discussing. So do not forget to join the conversation by calling the number shown on your screen or equally sending in your comments via our various social media handle. All right, so let's go straight ahead into our discussion for this morning. And before we start, we have a special guest here in the studio, and we will start with him. And just a few days ago, about 8 teams to battle for glory for the National Amputee Football Championship here in Abuja, which is currently ongoing at the FIFA Go project in the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja from the 13th to the 17th of October 2025. And the tournament which we also serve as a talent selection platform for the 2026 Amputee World Cup in Liberia and Costa Rica from the 31st to the 31st of July to the 9th of August 2026. We see teams, we are seeing teams battling for the national supremacy in what promises to be the Nigerian most competitive amputee football event yet. This is the first of its kind, most promising. So the president of the Amputee Federation, Chief Paul Madrako, commends the teams for their dedication and enthusiasm shown so far, and noting that their participation reflects the sport's steady growth and resilience. So he says that he's proud of the teams for their sacrifice and their passion, and this championship provides a vital platform for players to compete, improve, and showcase their talent. So let's now come here down to our guest here in the studio, Mr. Nana, who is also a part of the team. He's a player, an amputee football player, and we want to get your view on the this competition currently ongoing. Give us a rundown of how it all started and where we are currently now on the competition championship.
Okay. On the competition, like you mentioned, 8 teams were expected. We're expecting 8 teams, but unfortunately, we have a team Imo State. They couldn't make it.
Okay.
Personally, I don't know why, but they were not able to make it. Kwara State, that is where the national team captain is from, Olaleko. So Skipo dropped a message on the last day, letting us know that no, the team could not make it. Somehow, I think they have an issue in the state. But till that minute, till when we were leaving, coming to camp, we heard from him and he was assuring us that they were going to come. But that minute, they couldn't come. So we have 6 teams. We have Kaduna. We have 2 teams from Kano. That is Kano Pillar and Abba Gida Gida. We have Niger State. We have the team from Plateau, and then Phoenix, which is the team I represent in this competition.
Yeah.
And so far, we are done with the group stages, and the semi-final matches are expected to kick off in the next 2 or 3. Okay, in the next 2 hours by 12. And the day 1 matches were not aired, but the matches from yesterday was streamed live on YouTube, and it's going to continue that way till the final. We're expected to play the semi-final matches today, and final and the 3rd place tomorrow.
All right. So you play for Phoenix FC.
Yes.
You've so far played 2 matches. Can you give us your overview of the 2 matches played so far, and also glimpse of I don't know if you watched the other teams play also. Can you tell us how the officiating, the participation, has there been people coming to watch? What is it all about? How is it all about? And how about the sponsorship, the support? What is the support system like for the amputee football team is a football team made up of special people who do not want to agree that they are disabled, so or they throw away the disability and keep to the ability. So let us know what you probably feel about this.
Yeah, there is a popular slang among the physically challenged. You hear that there is ability in disability. And personally, I always call it physical challenge. I don't call it disability. I call it a challenge. So what do you do when you meet challenges? Do you back out? Do you take it head on? Most times I feel the best thing is to take it head on. What are you living for? If you can't take challenges head on, you take it with censure. So in the competition so far, the 2 matches with the schedule, we had to play 2 matches yesterday. That is my team, Phoenix. We played the first match of the day yesterday and the last match of the day. The first one against Niger, we had 1 or 2 old hands there. People like Ndako. Ndako has been a national team player for years. What he's doing with his team, I really commend him. Apart from maybe coaches and officials, but what he is doing as a player, gathering the team, encouraging them, taking them to maybe seek sponsorship from government or from individuals, I give him that. And they have young players too who are coming. The match with them yesterday was really physical. These guys are strong. So my team Phoenix, we exercise patience, although we lost patience so many times. Thank God we didn't concede. We had this argument so many. It wasn't just business as usual. It wasn't what we expected. So in the end, we were able to defeat them 4-0. So the match between Phoenix and Niger State yesterday ended 4-0. And then the most impressive one is the last match of the day yesterday. We played against Abagida Gida. This Abagida Gida, I saw them like the do I say second feed or the last feed of Kano Pillars, because they also come from Kano. So these are boys that in the last para games I played for Kano State. I played for Kano Pillars. So I know these boys.
Like the junior team, yes,
this is the junior team of this, and that match ended 1-0. I was frustrated. I was like, how? What is going on? But these boys, there is a young man, looking at his height, he was not up to my chest, but I think his coach told him, just stick to this one, and distributed them that way. They play, they exhaust themselves, they sub them, and in amputee football you have the chance to go out and say come back. So it's not like when you substitute the player, that's the end. Out. They go catch some fresh air, come back and continue. They were looking at us like they have made up their mind, okay, these people, maybe they are bigger, they are stronger, they are faster, but they are not going to have it easy. And I promise you, I can assure you, I experienced it firsthand. I saw that resilience. I saw that that Nigerian spirit. We talk about Nigerian spirit, I don't even know what it is. I saw it yesterday. I saw young boys of like maybe 14. In fact, they wanted to bring in a little boy, and the technical director had to come in that no, they should not come to avoid the injury.
Yeah, further injuries.
But these boys, their resilience, their determination, I was challenged. I was challenged to push more. So whatever the amputee football president is doing, in the person of Ambassador Paul Madako, whatever he's doing, he should bring us this kind of team more. And you talked about sponsorship.
Yeah.
From my view, sponsorship is still very poor, very, very poor. What I notice about Nigerians is that when you bring yourself out, maybe you manage to gain public interest, then you start seeing people being interested too. But that first time when you have not made that, when there is no exposure, no platform for people to see you, it's really difficult for Nigerians to react. But we are begging generally this sport is giving so many people hope. It's giving so many, not just physically challenged, that people that see you as a physically challenged and see that, oh, you are not backing out, you are not hiding in your shell, you're physically challenged, and they will be challenged in their own field too to do something. It may not directly be football, it may not directly be physically challenged or sports, but people look at you and they are inspired to push more in their own areas. So the sponsorship at this point is very, very poor. I would say it's very poor. And I'm asking for not just government, the government and individuals, like a particular company, one or two individuals supported Phoenix, that is my team. We just registered newly and we went to them and they were able to say, okay, we'll help you with transport, we'll help with that. We tried to go the government way, but the process was too ambiguous and long, and we had a limited time. So we just follow this and hope that next time we inform them earlier.
Okay.
Personally, I'm from Ebonyi State. I approached my state, but the time frame was too short. So they just say, go out there, do us proud, and maybe when you come back next, we'll listen. I'm based in Lagos. We also went to Lagos State. Same problem, the time. So they told the Lagos player rep, okay, don't worry, push yourself anyhow you can. When you do better, when you do come with a good result, next time, let us know what you want on time. So I think that is the area we as a federation, as a body, have to work on, make our plans ahead, so that this government or individuals that want to support, we have limited excuses.
All right, thank you so much. You know, viewers, I earlier made mention or tried to describe what amputee football is, but I would like us to hear it from the player himself. So I want to ask you, sir, what is amputee football and who can participate in amputee football?
Okay, amputee football is a football game. I believe most of us know football. It's a football game played by those that are amputated or that had a challenge from birth, that is maybe that have a limb deformity, maybe the two limbs are not equal. So it is played on crutches, 2 hands crutches, and kicked with the leg, the strong leg. The other leg is not expected to touch the ball. When it touches the ball, when you touch the ball with it, it's a foul.
Which of the leg? The deformed one?
The deformed leg is not expected to touch the ball, whether control or no control. If you touch the ball with it, it's a foul. If you touch the ball with your crutches, it's a foul. Yeah. But if your opponent kick the ball against your limb, your residual limb, that is the deformed leg, is called the residual limb. So if your opponent kick the ball against it, it's a foul against the opponent. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, or if your crutches is stable where it should be, just like in football, you know, sometimes they say, okay, your hand is on your body, natural position. Yeah. If your crutches is on its natural position per se, and they kick the ball against it, it's play on.
Okay. Well, let me know.
And then it's played by a 6-man in the field and a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is not expected to step out of his box at any point of the game, so long as there is ball in the field. Unless the ball goes out, he can step out, maybe get the ball or do whatever. But so long as the game is going on, you are not expected to step out of your box. It's a foul. There are one or two different between the amputee football
and the other.
Like the goalkeeper cannot kick the ball, a goal kick. He cannot serve a goal kick across the center line.
Okay.
It's a foul.
Wow.
They drop the ball on the line and the other team is awarded a foul. So if you want to do that, you let your player touch the ball first. You can kick it to anywhere you like. So the goalkeeper can score from his post, but not from a goal kick and not from the ball he caught.
Could that be because the dimension of the pitch is not same as your usual football?
Yes, the dimension is smaller, but the main reason being that the goalkeeper has 2 legs.
Okay.
The infield players, or is it outfield players, have 1 leg and they are on crutches. The goalkeeper has 2 legs and you're expected to use 1 hand. So if your 2 hands are complete and you decide to band 1 hand, you can still participate as a goalkeeper.
Wow.
Okay,
Yes.
which means an abled person can
An
participate.
abled person, if you are able to tie your knee, maybe fold your knee, tie it very well, make sure it's not touching the ground,
The ground.
you can
You
play.
can play.
Away.
All right.
That will be very, very difficult. You are used to working with your two
Okay,
legs.
that's why I said the away. That kind of hand, they ask you to run with
So-
one hand tie like
Yeah,
this.
there are some people that have their amputation maybe long
Yeah.
or short, so that is why the idea of banding it to
Your
your
hand
body
to your
comes.
body.
Okay.
So if you have like a little limb, you have a little hand, and you touch the ball with it, it's a foul, it's an indirect free kick and a card offense inside the box.
Inside the box.
You are the goalkeeper, you have this residual limb that is very small, it's not so long, very small. You touch the ball with it, it's a foul.
All right, so
So
viewers,
the goalkeeping role is really, really difficult.
viewers. So that's the I think the basics you need to know about amputee football, and those he has equally said who and who can participate in playing amputee football. But before we go on with other stories, I would like to get my commentators' view about what we've heard so far and your commendation to the national amputee football team or competition ongoing.
First, I want to even ask a question. I want to ask him a question. Why does this seem like those in the north take this tournament more serious than those from the south? Because every time, funny enough, I've watched even those on I don't know what they call that thing. These guys that sit on
Para soccer.
yes. So that's the first one I saw before
The amputee
football, and it appears as though it's meant for those in the northern states. Like if you notice now, even in this tournament you have gone to play, there's a team from Niger, there's a team from Plateau, then there's two teams from what's it called?
Kano Pillars.
Kano. Now
Kano,
the
yeah.
only one is I don't know if
From
the
the whole of
Imo,
South.
the one from Imo
Imo didn't make it.
didn't make it. The one from Kwara could not come. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Do we now have, and you also play with the national team if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I do.
So the question is this: why does it appear that these people take it more serious than those from the east, south, and maybe the west? And then secondly, this selection that we were talking about, because they were trying to use this as a point to select players for maybe the national team, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, the national team already have players there, don't we?
Yeah,
So we want to beef up this national team.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that one person has been playing the team for
yeah,
for a very long time. How are this? How is the selection done? And then are we looking at a selection that will not be like the under 17, under 20, where people are selected based on? I have an what's it called? What's that thing called? Academy, and I pay and say I carry my boy now. Whether the boy can play or not, they carry them and then they go and represent the country, and we don't see anything good out of it.
Yeah, well, what I see in that, in this, the last thing you mentioned, I feel that is coming in because maybe there is money involved. In amputee football, much money is not involved.
Okay.
So the fear of having to pay to carry a player that is not qualified to go should not be as much as that. I'm not saying it's zero, but the possibility is lower.
Okay.
Then the main thing you talked about, yes, true. It's taking place, or they are taking it more seriously in the north than in the south. I'm not sure why the government in the north is giving it more attention and individuals, but it appears like those in the south are fighting out things for themselves. I think it happens in other areas. So most times people in the south are fighting out to sort themselves in little things. I'm not going to be political, but it's my personal opinion. I feel that people in the north, most times they get government support more than people in the south. I don't know
Or
whether
other
it's
parts
because
of
they are
Nigeria.
more. I don't know whether it's because they are more maybe they respect their leaders more, or their leaders overpower them more. I don't know what, but I just noticed that those in the south, everybody wants to show that, okay, I'm able to. For instance, if you check very well, you use generators more in the south than in the north. Because everybody wants to show I can put power in my house, I can take care of my family. Like you have something to prove. Those in the north, to the best of my knowledge, when you don't have power supply in your house, they come out and maybe relate with each other. They have their small radio,
transistor radio,
and they are okay with it. But you are looking at your neighbor. My neighbor has a big size, a big screen TV. If the children come to my house to see my small screen, it will be somehow. So you increase the size of it. That is one part. Another thing I say is, I feel we have more amputees. I feel we have more amputees up north. Maybe due to religion, not sure. I feel we have more amputees up north naturally.
To why I'm asked the question about the person that I say has been in the team for a very long time.
Yes.
Now, this team, does it cover? Because every time we talk about what's that word again? Federal character, right? We have people from maybe different regions in this team.
Yeah.
But why I mentioned this was because of those kids that you mentioned.
Yeah.
You said from the way they played, which means if these guys have more time, they will do wonders.
Yes.
So is there a possibility of players like that making it into the team? I say this because even in abled sports, let me use table tennis for example. I grew up watching Segun Toriola playing table tennis for Nigeria. Till from my childhood days, as I'm talking to now,
champion.
He's just, I think it's recently that he doesn't go again to represent Nigeria. And the person that I've known with him is still playing, Arona Quadri. And then for the ladies, I think it's Funke Oshinaike, I stand to be corrected. And then you find this in so many other sports. You begin to wonder at what point do we begin to integrate. For the Super Eagles, forget about it, because we don't have age grade football anymore. Let me put it that way. Under 17 just ended up the B tournament, so they're not going to the Nations Cup, which is now twice now. They're not going to go to the World Cup. And you know, in age grade football, if you don't make it to the World Cup, 0 for you. Under 20 went to the World Cup and they were sent back in. So now, no, I don't think we have anybody being integrated into the Super Eagles. So so that we don't have the same situation with you guys. Do you think there's a possibility of those guys?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, the way Mr. Paul Madako is going about this, I don't know how it has been happening before. Personally, I got amputated about 5 years ago. I wasn't born this way. I didn't get this from childhood.
So happened.
Sorry. Story for another day. The way Ambassador Paul Madako is going about this, I think the last Nations Cup we went for last year was the first time we're really calling people from, for instance, Kano to camp. I've not heard or seen that they were called to camp. Most times, apart from the player, the Ndako I mentioned, that come from Niger State, I'm not sure any other person. Most others are people based in Lagos. They may not be from Lagos State. Like myself, I'm based in Lagos. I'm from Ebonyi State. So most others are people based in Lagos State. They are able to train together. The current technical director, Mr. Victor Wenwe, he used to be the coach then. So he always had time to train these players, even when there is nothing going on. So he trained them at the National Stadium in Lagos. So I feel that was the reason why we're having so many people. I mean, so many people having to repeat, like remain in the team. New people not coming in. There was no room to know, okay, is there amputee football going on in this state? Is it going on in that state? But the competition that Mr. Paul Madako brought, we had the zonal championship, is it 2 years ago? It wasn't state, that was zonal. So from there, we were able to see players that, okay, people from this side can actually do well, people from here can do well. And in the last para games, there was room for amputee football. I think that is the second time amputee football is coming into para games. So he brought scouts too, or people that have football knowledge, with Coach Victor then, who is now the technical director here. They checked too and were able to pick 1 or 2 players from that competition, because Team Kano Pillars, which I represented, I left my Lagos people and represented Team Kano.
You put?
Yeah. Many of them was like, you sabotage. I said, no, it is my team for this competition. I'll give them my 100. And today we're meeting again. And in this one we're meeting again. They are Kano Pillars, I am Phoenix today. So I'm still going to give Phoenix 100. If I have more than 100, I give Phoenix. So these opportunities, organizing national programs like this, give room to expose those other players. The major disadvantage these players have had is that exposure. You have them playing locally in the north, maybe somewhere. If you see the crowd gathered for them. If they have them playing there. So just among themselves. Most times when you don't see, how do they put it? You don't think more than you can see, or you don't see, you can't achieve more than you can imagine. So to them, that little space they are using is okay for them. When they come out once in a while like this, they are discovered, they are encouraged. From there, they see other people, see that there is more to this than just playing locally and being clapped for.
One last one. Do amputee is amputee football part of National Sport Festival? Because these national sport games that they usually do.
Yes, they have separated. There is a para games and then there is the National Sport Festival.
Oh, okay.
So I think the other one during the National Sport Festival there was a tussle. Are there going to be some para games? Are there not going to be some? Amputee football has not been there for long, but in the last one they included amputee football. Then the para games I'm talking of is also national para games. I think the Minister of Sport, someone introduced that to help the para sport, to give para sport special attention, both football, athletics, and all that.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Nana, for enlightening us and our viewers so far on the ongoing amputee championship here at the Go project of the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abuja. All right, so let's move ahead. CAF has unveiled the format of the African playoff tournaments for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, and the top 9 in each group qualified directly, while the 4 best runner-up will play a mini knockout tournament in Morocco from November 13th to November 16th, 2025, to determine the final African representatives for the Intercontinental playoff. So the tournament format will be in the form of semi-finals, which we hold on the 13th of November. Team 1 will be the highest FIFA ranked versus Team 4, and Team 2 versus Team 3 final. So that will be final. Then final will be on the November 16th. The semi-final winners in the event of a tie, extra time will be followed by a penalty shootout. So the October 2025 FIFA ranking will be used to determine the seeding, and the seeding has been done. But so what's the objective of this? Is to offer 4 African nations a final chance to join the 9 already qualified from the 2026 World Cup in United States, Canada, and Mexico. So the winner of the final will advance to the Intercontinental playoff, like I said. So the 4 teams that to play in the CAF World Cup qualifying playoff are 1 Cameroon, 2 Gabon, 3 Nigeria, and 4 DR Congo. And the futures has been released, which is as follows and is on the screen: Cameroon versus DR Congo and Gabon versus Nigeria. Burkina Faso has been eliminated. Burkina Faso accumulated 21 points in Group A and finished second behind Algeria. But under CAF's regulation, results against the bottom place teams in each group do not count when determining the best 4 runner-ups. So the Super Eagles sealed a point ahead of Burkina Faso as one of the 4 best runners-up in the CAF qualification by virtue of a superior goal difference to Burkina Faso. So after the 2 nations finished level on the same point, there was what's it called, goal difference between the 2 teams. So all matches for the playoff will be played in Morocco, like I said, and it's going to hold in November 13th to November 16th, 2025, and then the winner will join the Intercontinental team, where we have teams from AFC, from the South CONCACAF, South America, Asia, and they will all have to play for the playoff. So the Interconfederation playoff will be played in Mexico in March 2026, where 6 teams from the 5 confederations will battle for just 2 spots in the World Cup. So Nigeria have 3 or 4 more games to play before qualifying for the to World Cup before the World Cup, before qualifying for the World Cup, and they are all a must win, because if you lose one, there is no second chance. So there must be a winner in each game. If no winner, like I said, after 90 minutes, there will be 30 minutes extra time. Then if there is no winner after that, that will be to penalties. So we can clearly see the Nigerians' World Cup dreams even longer than the entire qualifiers.
They decided
campaign.
to go through the eye of the needle.
In fact, it is a mini World Cup before the main World Cup itself. So let me start from Comrade Soko, because since the beginning of this segment, we've not heard Comrade Soko talk. So Comrade Soko, let's hear your view about the World Cup qualifiers. Some persons are still in their doubts has not been cleared. They don't still understand why Burkina Faso, who did very well in their group, hasn't qualified for the playoff. Nigeria is qualifying ahead of them, and a few other persons are saying Nigeria was 17 points, 19 points, and some people had 21 points, 22 points, and yet those people did not qualify, and Nigeria qualified. So let's hear your view.
Soko, give them the calculation when we do that night, because after the game, me and Soko started pressing calculator. Give them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ibuka. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph. Me and Mr. Raphael were privately spoken on these reputations privately.
Okay.
Then it has been really fun, the exchanges. So what I would want to say is that if you look at CAF letterhead, there are persons that will read that later. That is the later stating the rules and regulations. That's the new rules and regulations. There are persons that will read that later forever, and they will still not understand because the letterhead itself is really, really complicated. It's not layman at all. It's not pedestrian. But you actually stated it. It's in Eritrea actually withdrew, and the other teams, that's the second place teams, now have to have another criteria to actually qualify. So during the course of our match, I've been really, really thankful to Eritrea for withdrawing, because without that withdrawal,
they would have Nigeria in this
actually qualify for. Yes, God bless Eritrea. So we would have been able to actually qualify for these playoffs. Also, I would want to add very briefly that we have been very, very critical of our coach Eric Shell, and I want to actually use this opportunity to withdraw the statements I have made, because he has proven that yes, I apologize, because he has proven to be a really, really good coach. He has been able to deliver when it matters. Also, I want to also use this medium to actually apologize also to Victor Osimhen, because he also faced a lot of stick. You understand? In the last match, there are persons that accused him of faking injury and all that. And I'm glad that he has been able to come and bounce back stronger and actually silence the critics. And this is one of the essence of football. When you are criticized, I feel that when you are criticized, when you are critiqued, when people come for you, when people banter you, I feel that the best place to actually answer is actually on the pitch. Let your results do the talking. And if you watch our match against Benin, they were really driven by fire. It's like we had fire in our stomach. If not for one Bali that had 1 or 2 flaws, it was actually delaying the game, and I really did not know the reason for that, when we actually needed a lot of goals. Apart from that little antics, I think every other person had fire in their stomach. Everybody played that match like their life depended on it. And kudos to the Super Eagles, kudos to Eric Shell, kudos to Victor Osimhen. As you have rightly mentioned, the next phase is actually a more critical phase. A lot of persons did not understand why Burkina Faso actually came out of that playoffs position. Actually, the match, DR Congo actually played late, and they actually had the chance to clinch the 4th place spot, and that was actually what happened. So most of the table goals saw the likes of Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, and Burkina Faso. But DR Congo played late, and they actually won their match 1-0, and that was how they were able to clinch it. So it was really exciting World Cup qualifiers, and I think that for a very, very, very long time, Nigerians have not celebrated the way they celebrated. We have not been united the way we are united. We have not been happy the way we are happy. So this is an opportunity for us to prepare more for the Confederations Cup, the playoffs, the Confederations playoff, the African playoffs. And as somebody stated, okay, Mr. Rafi also said it, that if we're able to qualify for this playoff, it feels that, I'm not putting words into his mouth, this is what he told me privately, he feels that if we're able to qualify for these playoffs, I think we are going to qualify for the World Cup, because this is the most formidable position right now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Abraham Suku. Before we go, the viewers, remember you can join this conversation. Just dial the number showing on your screen, and let's hear your comments on the how Nigeria managed to slip into the playoff for the East continent, African continent. And also, please, we will be extending the show by 15 minutes, please, so bear with us for today. And so, Mr. Rafa, you know, last week you were of the view that you've changed your nationality, you're no longer in Nigeria.
I'm still from Fulbright.
Yeah.
I just need to left it.
So let's get your review against the game against Lesotho and the game against Benin Republic.
I think the game against Benin, which has happened before, and I'll say it again and again. In 2006, we didn't qualify for the World Cup because Angola somehow scored the last minute goal. I've forgotten who they played with. And Nigeria had won our last two games by 5-0 and 5-1, hoping that those people would do magic and Nigeria would qualify, but it didn't work out that way. 2009, same thing had happened. We won our last game with a good margin, hoping that Tunisia would drop points, and as God will have it, last minute Mozambique scored and went to the World Cup. We were hoping that Rwanda
would do South Africa.
But as we were watching, as Osimhen was scoring, South Africa was scoring. Osimhen was scoring, South Africa was scoring. At the point, somebody asked him, Osimhen don't score again.
Whether they would not score.
It was crazy. And to tell you, and for Gonodro, who says he knows the team, he knows what he wants to do. I think on a lighter mood, maybe the agitation of the fans, because there are so many voices somewhere have said, if this guy is mistakenly not win this game, we're going to beat them for this stadium there. Maybe they heard that. I know when they came to Nigeria in the airport, you could see one video where Nwabali was walking, and then one guy was shouting, Nwabali, calm down, calm down.
They were giving them warning.
You know those warnings. No be play. The last time we didn't go to World Cup. The last time we played at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, thank God I didn't go to that match. I wanted to go. So I
the one against Ghana.
Yes, I finished late from office, so I couldn't go. They took buses to Karachi, Maraba, Yanya,
free transport to bring in.
So they filled the stadium, and then that game was even a draw. To us like that now lose, and in Africa they still use the head-to-head, unlike in Europe where they don't use it anymore. They still use it in Africa, and that was why we didn't go to that World Cup. So that game against Benin was
make or was filled up.
Do you understand me? And that's why I also joined my voice with Comrade Soko to say thank you to Eric Shell, because Eric Shell played 6 games, won 4, drew 2. Imagine Eric Shell played the whole games. We will not be talking about this scientific calculator that we're talking about today. And for those who are still confused about as to how Nigeria qualified, the moment Eritrea withdrew, reasons best known to them, FIFA had to balance the groups. FIFA and CAF said they are balancing the group so that everybody, instead of having 5 in one group and then 6 others, now we have 5 across board. So every second team that has taken 6 points from the team below would lose those 6 points. So Nigeria, luckily for us, we took only 2 points from Zimbabwe. And so 17 minus 2, 15 points. Burkina Faso had 21 points, then minus 6 points. They ended up with 15. Thank God for Onyeka, who scored that goal. Because if he had not scored that goal, we would be on the same goal difference. Do you understand me? And it was not even Burkina Faso that was being... they were still on the table until, like he said, DR Congo played, and they played late. And by the time they ended the game, the whole point and goal, DR Congo, I think they had 16 points or thereabouts. So by the time they moved into the table, Burkina Faso dropped. Yeah. A lot of people that are saying they don't know how Nigeria entered, even Nigerians are saying so. And I think you're speaking from a point of hurt, a point of anger, because I don't think the federation has done good to Nigerians. Let me say that, because when we lost, when Pesero was leaving, we had the opportunity of bringing a coach that is, you understand, to take over the helms of affair. But no, they got a Finidi George who was interested in looking for accommodation and all. Pesero got only 2 points. Finidi got only 1 point out of 4 games. And then Eric Shell played 6 and gave us 14, is it 14 or 13 points thereabouts. That's why we're even talking about playoff. I hope these guys will carry the same spirit. And I hope Eric Shell will not bow to people speaking into his ears. Because if you check the game against Rwanda that we won, we had the back line without Ekong. And the back line played solid. Then we go to South Africa. We brought in Ekong, who helped South Africa to score 1. And then we played against, what's it called? Lesotho. We still had him. If you notice the whole shaky thing, although I can't put it on him, that was Nwabali doing what only God knows what. And then we're going to play the main game against Benin. There was no Ekong. And see how the defense played smoothly without trouble. So you know these things. Remember, it reminds me of 2013. Yobo started the tournament. But when they saw that it was shaky, those guys were faster and all. That was where Omero came in. Omero, Obobona, and that was it to the final. The only time Yobo saw match to play again was that final. And at what time? The dying minute when we needed to lock up for everything. And that is where he came in with his experience. So I think going forward, this is a make or ma tournament. In fact, I was telling Komisoko behind the camera that anybody who will win this tournament is supposed to give a cup. The car phone you collect, you win, you collect cup, you go play, collect cup, because you are going through the eye of the need just to go and play World Cup. And then it's a plus also for Nigeria, because after the CAF preliminary the qualifiers comes AFCON. So it's an opportunity for him to get his best legs to play that game, also prepare for the AFCON.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Raphael. Mr. Nana, you know, we just a couple of seconds ago we had a picture on the screen, and it was showing the records where we have Pesero played 2 games, and the 2 games were both draw against Lesotho
and
Zimbabwe. And then afterwards we saw the era of Finidi George, where he played 2 games equally gaining just 1 point from the 2 games where he drew against South Africa and lost at home against Benin. And then we now had Eric playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games and securing us 15 points. So let's have your overview of the games so far all throughout this qualifying period.
Yeah, what I see in this is the situation of Nigeria generally. It looks like not even the coaches. My interest is not even the coaches or the NFA or what. I'm talking about the powers on top. I don't know how they do it. It just looks like they are toying with us. They are toying with Nigeria. That is how it appears to me. I don't know if you know how cats play with rats. When they have captured the rat already, they touch the rat, check whether it's moving. When it wants to move, they catch it, grab it. So I feel they are toying with us. That is my feeling, to be honest. Because how do you play lower ranked teams, lose to them? It doesn't even matter the coach, because different coaches, same result. But at the dying minute where we said we needed 4 goals, if Nigeria had won by, we needed 4 goals margin. If Nigeria had won by maybe 7-5, we would have still been in trouble at that point. If we had won by 2-0, we would have still been in trouble. And they gave us 4-0. From where? I feel they are toying with us. That is how I feel generally about this.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. So let's now project ahead. You know, we now have the futures already out. We have the future for the playoff, where we will be playing Gabon, and afterwards we'll meet with whosoever win between Cameroon and DR Congo. So let me get your prediction ahead of the matches we have. Who do you think will come out of this playoff? I know you're a Nigerian. You probably wish Nigeria will come
most
out.
times.
But
Most times.
statistically, based on performances all through the qualification period up till now, who do you feel will come out? And what is your prediction? First and foremost, what is your predictions? And who do you feel will be the African representative for the playoff?
Okay, for the first these matches, I give Nigeria 2-0, and then
Gabon, no, we have Patrick Aubameyang there, and I think he's stopping the score.
Aubameyang is old. He should top. I have Osimhen. Anytime.
You have this guy who scored on his first debut, Akko Adams. Yeah.
I don't care if Osimhen is scoring. I just personally I want him on the pitch. Whether he's scoring or not, Osimhen is a problem. It's a problem to opponents.
To the opponent's defense.
Have whatever you have. I have Osimhen. So I give Nigeria 2-0 for that. Then for the Cameroon and DR Congo, I feel DR Congo will beat Cameroon 1-0.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Raphael, your predictions?
I like what he said when he said, I want Osimhen to be on the field. If you check against Lesotho, when we're playing with Lesotho with Osimhen on the field, it was 2-0. The moment he left the pitch,
Osimhen is a problem.
That's when they started coming out. And you notice in less than 5 minutes they scored the goal.
They almost scored another one.
But when he was on the field, they were very cautious because they knew that if they allowed themselves lose guard too much, one long ball. Check the goal against Benin. It was just one ball. It was just one ball. And that ball had been played some 5 minutes earlier by the same Chikwueze, same spot. He played it above. But that one got to the goalkeeper. By the time he got the same ball, he played it on the floor. It was now Usabiron, just like Thierry Henry. You can't foul me now. I'm not with the ball. If you foul me, as the last man, you collect red card. Your case becomes worse. So for this tournament, it's good to have a player with a fear factor on the field. The player may not do much, but you'll notice that a lot of people are concentrating on that person, thereby leaving other places open. Nigeria, Gabon, I'll speak as a Nigerian. I don't care what Aubameyang has been doing. I got them before, no be property.
It's an old man.
So we come into he scored a hat trick in their second to the last game.
I don't care.
We also have Osimhen who scored a hat trick in our last game, and who is brimming to go. If you notice, even after the game against what's it called, Lesotho, if you see the way he was shouting at Nwabali, he was really shouting at Nwabali, and I think the same thing almost happened again between Bassi and Nwabali again. They were having this. It was Ekong and Osimhen that came and separated them. So because I think everybody is now seeing that this guy, they follow us. They don't go another place. Oh no. So Nigeria against Gabon, he said 2-0. He's very modest. I'm giving a 4 again. 4 again. Than anybody that comes to meet us. I said it, that all we need is just to qualify from this CAF session. Who are the teams that we're going to face in the Intercontinental, whatever? We have New Caledonia, who is coming from Asia. Then there's Bolivia from South Africa, South America. In the North American, whatever, you're looking at teams like Jamaica, Suriname, Cacao. Only goes no who those people are.
Because some countries I would never heard of before.
Asia, you're looking at Iraq, Afghanistan, and the likes who are still playing qualifiers. So the challenge is here. Is not there. But I don't want us to be like 98 when we're talking about facing Brazil, when we've not even met Denmark. We qualified top of our group. We'll finish Brazil, Atlanta 96 again. We enter for Denmark. So, but we've done one part of the hard job. The second part of the hard job is this one. Scale through, and we're going to the World Cup.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, Mr. Nana and Mr. Raphael. Viewers, this weekend we'll have the resumption of European soccer, where we have our various club sites resuming for actions in the EPL, the Serie A, the Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, and every other European leagues will resume. So before we go on to this show, I'd like to have our viewers look into some key matches, especially in the EPL for this weekend. So let's start with you, Mr. Raphael. We have some very tough matches this weekend in the EPL. So can we get your your review or predictions ahead of this weekend matches?
I know Arsenal is playing Fulham. Every game now for Arsenal, for me as an Arsenal fan, is a win. Is a do or die. We die there. So I'm rooting for us now to get 1 over Fulham because Fulham has been a bone on our neck for a very long time.
But Fulham is home. And it's going away to
no,
Fulham.
this time we don't look at who is home or away. We go and collect the points from wherever it is we're going to. And this weekend too, Chelsea will also be playing Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is beatable. I don't know why they removed Nuno and they brought in Postecoglou, who has been collecting from every team. Do you understand? Even though Nottingham Forest will be home, Chelsea also is also a team that is beatable recently from the way they play. But going by what they play against Liverpool, I think they want to go with that spirit. That is if the international break has not killed that spirit. And then last but not the least, I want to talk about Man U, Liverpool, which is on Sunday. You know, some people say Amorim's job is hanging on that. You know, Amorim, you think they want to sack him today, he will win. Then you say, okay, we are cool. And then they go and sack him again. But now the board of Man U have said they'll leave him for 2 years. They want him to be with the team for 2 years. He's going to face a Liverpool team that is wounded too. I think they've lost 3 games on the road.
2 games in the Premier League and then
one in the Champions League. That's 3. So they will not want a repeat of that. So, and Man U is trying to find their feet. They won their last game. They want to continue in the same light. So, if you ask me, I don't know what to give that to. Let the best team win.
All right, thank you so much. That's from Mr. Rafael on the EPL. So let's quickly go over to the Spanish La Liga, and we'll now get Mr. Nana's view. We have topping the table Barcelona with 21 points and Real Madrid just behind them with 19 points. Let's have your review of this weekend matches. We have Barcelona welcoming Girona on Saturday 18th of October, and we will also have the game between Real Madrid and Getafe, where Getafe will be welcoming Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Do you think at the end of this weekend we'll have a change on the table, or we think Barcelona will still be top of the Spanish La Liga? Sorry, I beg your pardon. Real Madrid is top with 21 points and Barcelona is just behind with 19 points.
As a Man U fan,
no wonder I was smiling when I mentioned Man U.
I have a bias towards Real Madrid, so I hope and believe that Real Madrid maintain that gap and possibly Barca at this point. They have made 1 or 2 mistakes, but really, you look well.
Man U, Lewandowski is not there again.
Lewandowski is injured. The international
I don't think they've been using Lewandowski for long.
They
haven't been using Lewandowski.
No, for a while now. He has not been playing because of the injury.
Yes. So, Barca side, most times when I see Yamal and Rafinha, it looks like the team is balanced. They fix any other person anywhere. When this is coming from here and this is here. So if they combine well, I see Barca taking their point normal, but I hope that Real Madrid maintain the stuff, and I hope my boy Mbappe do well.
All right, so hoping that Real Madrid maintains the 2 points gap they have against Barcelona. Do you think Arsenal will maintain the 1 point gap they have against Liverpool?
I don't think Arsenal have a good record against
Fulham.
When he was doing it. I wanted to chip that in, but I wish them the best. For now, Arsenal can stay at the top. They like to stay at the top.
Don't worry, we'll buy Super Glue this time around.
They can remain at the top. My concern in EPL is Man U. I hope that we'll get our own giveaway that Liverpool has been giving.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here on this show today. It's been wonderful having you, Mr. Mwakpa Nana and Mr. Rafael Oja. Thank you for being on the show this morning. We also want to extend our hands of gratitude to Comrade Abraham Soko for joining us all the way from Delta State. Comrade, thank you, and we hope to have you more again in subsequent edition. Viewers, thank you for letting us have your time this morning, and we want to equally
my championship.
All right, we want to also appreciate the competition, the organizers of amputee football, and every other person, the coach, the players, and all the supporters and technical team. Want to appreciate you for all you're doing. We ask you to please do more. Look away from the little support you're getting, and look forward to the brighter part of the future. And viewers, thank you so much. Until we come your way again on this same station next week Thursday for our special sports edition. Please be the best you can be. Bye bye.